And we are live. So, hey folks, today is 5th October and this is the SIG Docs bi-weekly meeting. I'm Arsh and I'll be hosting this meeting, and we have a relatively short agenda, so I think we can dive right in. First, for the updates, I would like to welcome Divya officially now as the SIG Docs co-chair. So, give down for everyone. And Divya, do you want to say something?
Thank you. I don't think I have anything to say, except that I look forward to working with all of you. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for supporting my nomination. Thank you for that.
Congratulations, very well deserved.
Thank you so much.
That is true. And other than that, for this week, Taylor is the PR angler, and next week I believe is KubeCon, so we do not need to worry about that. But for the week after KubeCon, we do not have a PR wrangler. So if any approvers are on this call and they would like to sign up for that, please do so by going on the PR wrangler shifts link. Moving on to the agenda, do we have someone to give us an update from the 1.23 release team?
Would you like to take that, Chris?
Sure. Yeah. I just went through all my issues this morning, but I didn't go through everyone's. But I can go look. I'm looking at the chart right now, and it looks like we're still green. I see that we are tracking 57 issues, and basically we have sent out the notices to everybody to put. Am I talking too fast? Someone's taking notes. Okay, I'll go a little slower. We are green for the 1.23 release. We are tracking 57 issues. We have contacted basically everyone who has an outstanding KEP, and we've determined which ones need documentation, which ones don't, and we've requested that they create blank pull requests for them to start filling in. Basically, there's no blockers right now, just kind of waiting for everyone to start putting their information in. Anything else you want to add to that, Nate? Nate's also on the release team.
I think right now I'm a little behind. I was at OSS last week, so my I would just look at the chart so I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Okay. But generally, we're in good shape right now. We have to. Generally, what they do is they rush in at the last minute and they do their PRs. But we have another week or two before a couple weeks before that's needed. That's about it.
Thank you for the update, Chris and Nate. It's cool that everything's on track. I don't think we have anything. Yeah, we are done with the release team. So with the issues and PRs, there wasn't much, but I just wanted to point out this one big PR which got merged, and thanks to everyone who helped to review this, including Tim, Shannon, Ray. It had 200 discussions and it was a pretty big blog post. So just wanted to call this out. And moving to the discussion topics, one thing I did want to discuss was that right now, as of now, that as SIG Docs, we do not apply if a contributor wants to make changes to blog posts which are over 2 years old. We do not generally do that, but still we see that PRs keep coming in where authors are trying to update these blog posts. So there was a Slack thread where there was a discussion between, I believe, Tim and Bob about how we can automate this, maybe using Prow to add labels to such PRs. So if anyone has any thoughts around this or is familiar with the tooling Bob suggested to create this, which was, I think, which is a Prow plugin called Blockade. Feel free to let us know your thoughts on that. Cool. I'll take that as no updates as an action item. I'll add for myself to create an issue for this and then follow up with a PR.
Sorry, I was quiet. I just wanted to add a +1 on that. I think that we have processes and policies in place, and I think they're good, and it's likely good to follow them. So if we can automate some of the reminders, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. The last item on the agenda officially is that next week is KubeCon, and just some SIG Docs related updates regarding it was that like we had a doc sprint plan which has now been cancelled due to attendance being low because a lot of folks are attending virtually because of country restrictions on international travelers. But for those of you who are going to be in person, there is the SIG meet and greet on October 13th, and you can meet folks from SIG Docs there. Other than that, we also have the SIG Docs deep dive, which is also on 13th October at 5:25 a.m. PDT. So is anyone on this call planning to attend in person?
What, KubeCon?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad, I'm going to be there.
And Chris too, Chris Metz.
So as am I.
Oh, that's cool.
I think there's a few folks on this call that we should see in the hallways down at KubeCon. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Ash, I'll see. Sorry, I was about to
sorry.
say, Ash, I'll see you in the virtual hallway.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that Chris Metz and Brad are going to be two of the three speakers. I was going to be the fourth, but I will not be making the trip, sadly. But they have a really nice slide deck put together, and I think it'll be a good presentation for people who can make it.
Looking forward to it, and we'll watch the live stream. Yeah, so this was it for the agenda. We had a short agenda. Other than that, something I forgot to do at the start. Are there any new contributors on the call who would like to introduce themselves? Or if anyone has any questions or any agenda items they want to discuss.
I would like to say hi, though I'm not a contributor yet, but I'm hoping to be, if that's okay.
Definitely.
Instead of just stalking in the background. So I'm Christina. I'm an SRE at Mozilla. I have not been involved in the Kubernetes community before, but I thought Docs would be a good place to try to get involved. So yeah, hi everyone.
Welcome. It's a great place to get started. We have a lot of new contributor documentation. Hopefully you've seen all that. That should help you get started in the Slack channel as well.
And also feel free to ask any questions that you have in the Slack channel. So many people are willing to kind of help and chip in and answer anything that you've got or that you need. So yeah, we're always happy to have new contributors in.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have some great resources pulled together, so I appreciate it. I've been looking through it, and I'm hoping after KubeCon, which I will be attending virtually, but I can shadow enough to get comfortable to see what I can pick up and help with. But yeah, thanks everyone.
I think you're jumping in also at a really good time, because towards the end of the year, release ends up being a bit kind of slower, and some people going on holiday or vacation, and so might be a bit quieter, but at the same time, less hectic on the PR front. So yeah, I think it'd be a really great time for you to jump in and help out with some issues. Yeah.
Also, like, feel free to review existing PRs also if you feel like it's not necessary for you to create a PR as your first contribution. But yeah, good to have you here. Are there any other new contributors or agenda items? Because if not, I believe we can end the call and give folks a lot of their time back.
I had just one more quick item, if that's okay. We just recently had our monthly SIG Docs localization work group meeting, and so just for the new chair to be aware, what we are offering. This was Jim Angel put this policy in place, and I communicated it yesterday. Is if we have like a new localization team. So for example, we just had the Hindi team come on board and they're going to get started. And if they want their own weekly meeting,
Right.
they should be able to use our Zoom. Our Zoom account allows us to create sort of sub meetings. And so just contact a chair. I think right now Jim is the only one that knows how to do it, but I'm sure that the new chair can learn how to do it. Divya can learn how to do it as well, but then they can contact and then they get their own meeting, and then you don't have to worry about conflicts because I guess it allows us to have two at the same time. So I just wanted to communicate that, and we've got 2 new localizations that are being worked on, Hindi and Punjabi. So we continue to grow our localizations.
Thank you for letting me know about that, Brad. I actually saw a lot of messages come in for folks joining in the Spanish and I think another localization meeting earlier on the week. And I was gonna ask Jim what that was about, because I saw a lot of meetings being joined regarding the localization sub meetings. So yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, and the Spanish team is an example of one that's already done that process of using our main account to get their own little sub meeting set up on our Zoom.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice idea. Thanks
Yep.
for bringing that up.
Yeah, and the Korea team, they had their own private Zoom, and I think they're going to move over to using our Zoom as well. That's all I had.
So actually, I have a question on that, Brad. When you say the Hindi and Punjabi localizations are set up, does that mean they've got 2? You mean to say that they have 2 kind of main reviewers that are helping out there, and they've set that expectation, or they're just kind of ramping up to that point?
Punjabi is just getting started. Hindi, Arvivar who's on the call can give you a little bit more information, but they've done their minimum, like the minimum amount of translation that's necessary. So they've actually done enough to meet the minimum for a sort of, I think there's 17 files or something on Arvivar that they've gone ahead and translated. So they've met the minimum bar of getting started with having an actual translation in place.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question about localization as well. I've just always been curious. Is it all volunteer? Do people just like show up and say, hey, I want to do this, new language? Or is there some, do we have people like full-time, paid to manage that? Because it seems like a massive effort.
I believe it's all volunteer.
All volunteer.
Sorry, Brad.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. It's definitely all volunteer, and it just, depends. Usually where it comes from is in different countries, they have meetups, Kubernetes meetups, and those people decide they really want it. And so that's where they seem to get their source of contributors. And then we have some really good guidelines in place that show you here are the right, both the China team and the Korean team have really good branching strategies and really good tools for identifying what's changed. And so, yeah, you just kind of get some folks and they just kind of get started and prioritize, right? They translate what they think are the most important pages. But yeah, all volunteer.
Yeah, I was curious. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Sure.
I believe we also have Anubhav on the call if he has not left. Anubhav, would you like to give us an update, and thank you for all the efforts you have been doing for the Hindi localization team?
Yeah, I mean, I believe the Hindi team's got at least 3 or 4 people contributing. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. We actually have 10 to 11 people contributing.
That's good.
And we have approvers and reviewers set up. We have we have our own Slack channel. We have our own folder, the HI folder on the docs repo, and we have our own branch. So we are pretty much set up to just launch it, and we have localized all the minimum required content already, and our reviewers are reviewing the PRs and merging it to the dev branch, and I expect we will soon merge it to main and then launch the Hindi localization.
That is really cool to hear. Thank you again for all the work you've been doing.
I will put the issue in the chat if anyone of you wants to see the progress. So this is our tracking issue, which we use to like track which files we have localized and which are remaining. So you can check this out. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Anubhav, again. And I think that is it. And unless someone wants to bring up something. I'll take that as a cue to end the meeting now. Thank you for attending, folks. Hope you have a good day and a great weekend.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Enjoy
Thank you.
KubeCon.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thanks.
you,
Bye.
everyone. Have fun at KubeCon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.